Alrighty, everybody, welcome. We got chapter 8 over here. This definitely is going to get a glow up later when we get this one redrawn, but Mega Videl versus Sonic, the first encounter over here. Mark ends up shooing the two of them outside because he doesn't want them brawling inside the house and breaking everything. So they go to the backyard to have their bit of a stare off here. Sonic is a little curious as to who he's dealing with. He's never actually met or even knows who Videl is in canon. So before they go ahead and rip each other apart, Mark explains to Sonic who Videl is, and he says, yeah, she doesn't really look like this. And he pulls out a picture that he has on his person at all times. Don't question it. And shows Sonic what she looks like on average, though this kind of creeps Videl out because she's like, why do you have that with you at all times? It's kind of creepy. So he does like a really quick Cliff Notes version of the previous chapter, explaining that the more she eats, the bigger she gets. And then it quickly goes to explain to Sonic that, hey, you're created based on video games, but you have every single memory of each iteration of yourself, ranging from Sonic X to comics to the video games to even as late as Boom, which I know we spoke of earlier, but to say what Ben said, this was written before Boom came out, and then this page was made during, I think, the start when Boom was barely getting its legs out on TV. So we just decided to throw that in there since it's every incarnation of Sonic into one. So after explaining this to Sonic, Sonic thinks about it for a little bit and is like, yeah, that makes sense, I guess I'm not really real, but I guess I'm real. And that kind of pisses off Videl because she's like, that's it? That's all it took for you to go over her existential dread? And then Sonic's like, yeah, it makes sense. I've been through worse. I fought things that shouldn't exist, and I made it out. So being in this world, it's par for the course. I guess I'll just be here forever now. And shortly after that...
Going back to that page, he says it's more of a Saturday to me. It would be a bit tasteful if we said it's more of a Tuesday to me.
More of a Tuesday. But yeah, as soon as he pretty much clarifies how big of a Chad he is when it comes to the existential dread, Videl gets angry and gets ready to go fight Sonic one-on-one. And of course, Mark's priority is that he wants his picture back. And that leads to our first actual fighting sequence between two major characters.
Before the fight continues, as Videl finishes off doing her Eggman impression of trying to get that blasted hedgehog, in the previous panel, Sonic was actually trying to come up with a name for her new expanded size, and he settles on Mega Videl. So he actually coins the term. It's not something that was made up by the main character or the machine. This was just something coined by our now tertiary protagonist. Anyways, so they begin to scrap, and obviously a bigger gut means a bigger hitbox, and Sonic is taking full advantage of that. Now, unfortunately, this is the beginning part of the fights, which means there's no ultimates, and there's not a whole lot of other secret mechanics in the game to really give him an advantage. It's just a straight-up brawl. Just simple push the B button. But your eyes are not playing tricks on you in seeing bits of these comic pages and panels of how Videl is actually starting to get a little bit slower. This is due to the fact that Sonic is landing a few bit of hits, but it's also that she is exerting herself and therefore burning calories and thus energy. And anyways, he finally gets off something of a spin dash, but at one point, Videl, being literally face down in the dirt, not in the Aomm Chapter pose, gets up and is actually channeling Ki, something that she took a lot of time and effort to do in the original series from which she was spawned from. And after firing it, Sonic casually catches it, but unfortunately, that was an expenditure of energy that she was not quite prepared for, and thus she collapsed on the ground. And seemingly, the fight is on pause, if not on hold.
If it's not obvious already, that was done unconsciously by her. She was really upset and didn't want to lose, and so she just mustered something, and Sonic just casually lifted it up into the air where it just fizzled out into a little bang. Just as a bit of a fun fact there, it's not something that she consciously did on her own. And that will finish off the chapter here for us. At the meantime, let's go ahead and hit that 20 like goal to see if we can get the next set of chapters out for you guys. And if you guys are liking it, put a comment down and let us know what you guys think. Appreciate every bit of feedback possible. And if you guys would like to see more of this on the Patreon, just go ahead and take a look at the description. We have a link there where you guys can take a look at the entirety of the most recent stuff in the better art style for $5 a month. And of course, we have each new page, depending on how much we have at the time, 5 each week. So you guys have new content to look forward to at the end of the week, possibly on Friday or Saturday. That being said, we will see you guys next time for more. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.